Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Jeffree Star. And this is going to be for the remainder of 2018, what I see coming up, and going into 2019. So a lot of you that don't know who Jeffree Star is, he was formerly a performer. He was a musician, and he did then started, doing other things like radio, I believe radio shows and interviews, and finally he got into beauty. He was always in beauty, but he got into beauty world and basically also a YouTuber. So he was very famous, and he launched his own set of cosmetics. They've been very, very popular and very successful. And he is someone that a lot of people in the beauty community do look up to. So this was requested by one of my viewers, so I just wanted to go ahead and honor that. So thank you so much for continuing to watch my channel, first of all, and also suggest people for me to do a reading on. Now, when I get into Jeffree's energy, soul energy, he is someone who is very outspoken, very strong-willed, and very opinionated. And these are his, this is who he is. He can't change that. And I feel like, he definitely is someone who is trying to make a name for himself and has already made that name for himself, but he is not, he's far from finished on what he's going to accomplish. What I see around him is that there are going to be some partnerships and basically deals that he would be signing. This could be expanding his Jeffree Cosmetics brand, and I see this happening by 2019. So there is a total expansion on his cosmetics where it would hit other stores that it's not normally in. I also feel like he is partnering up with some fashion companies or fashion houses. And I know that he already has on his website, his merchandise, he has some things like clothing or hoodies, some items of apparel with his name, but I actually feel like there is something that he is working on. Could be a collaboration with a fashion designer, but there are clothing. I do feel like he's coming up either with a shoe line or because he loves shoes and clothing. But I see that there's going to be some fashion. He's going into the fashion world as well. So he's not far from. He's far from, just stopping at cosmetics. When I do get into his current company, I do feel like there is he's doing very well financially. I don't feel like there's anything to worry about. He does have a good team. And Jeffree, when, I tune in, I feel like he's the type of person that actually likes to manage a lot of the things himself. I know, a lot of people see him on YouTube and they just see the celebrity. They see, Jeffree, and sometimes, he's eccentric and he shows, aspects of his life to the public. But for the most part, he's a very smart businessman. And I feel like, he knows what he's doing when it comes into his cosmetics. And it's very strategic. Everything is planned out very carefully, very methodically. So I actually see that, he is not having any trouble in this area. I do see that there would be conflict between him and other beauty gurus, or not necessarily beauty gurus, but in the beauty community, other beauty companies that are, established already, but are also manned by a celebrity person, one person. It's not like a Revlon or, those big companies. I'm talking about like Kylie Cosmetics and these kind of companies. So I feel like there's a lot of ideas, that the public thinks that there's rivalry and stuff, but I really feel like Jeffree is not bothered by anybody else. He's in his own lane doing his own thing. He does keep track of trends and other beauty products and cosmetics that are coming out, but I feel really and truly, he doesn't want, the one thing that he always probably tells his, the people in the lab or the people that are manufacturing his products, that he doesn't want to follow, be sure to not copy someone else. He's trying to avoid that at all costs. And he doesn't want people to, copy him, obviously, because that is something that's not professional or ethical. So I feel like in the remainder of this year, in 2019, there is going to be something that comes up, where there is going to be some kind of conflict that he is having to face, a rival company, and really be vocal and address everything that's going on. Um, I do get celebrations between him and his partner Nate, and I do feel like they are in a good spot. I know that there's a lot of questions. One of the viewers that suggested this video wanted to know about the relationship, so I'm going to get into the next slide here. This is Nate, and this is Jeffree's boyfriend. And basically, Nate is a very laid back, very chill type of person, very easy to get along with. And a lot of people had speculated that Nate was with Jeffree because of his money and his power, which is completely false. I do feel like these are actually two soulmates, and I feel like Jeffree is very protective of Nate, and I do get that, Nate is also, someone that wants to help Jeffree and lifts him up, almost like someone who is there, when there's a lot of problems, Jeffree can always go to Nate for advice, or just to, let out anything that's bothering him. I do get with Nate, there is some kind of emotional issues going on in the family. This could be more related to his brother or father, but I get there's a male energy, and definitely that there is some worries, that he has for his family, and they are in a different state from where Jeffree and Nate are currently residing, which I believe is Calabasas, California. So I get that there's, traveling that they would be doing, but I feel like there is something definitely going on with the male energy, as I stated, and I feel like it is something that that has Nate kind of, emotional, but for the most part, he knows that he's not responsible for, his family's or that individual's, choices and what they're doing, and ultimately they have to be responsible for themselves. I do also feel like when these two are together, they actually have their third eyes very open to see certain things. So I feel like a lot of, the ideas that Jeffree would have, he sometimes maybe bounces it off Nate, not so much to ask for approval, but basically to ask his opinion and get ideas. A lot of people don't know, but I also feel like Nate is very business oriented as well when he's in his zone. And he has a lot of creativity, just a lot of, good vibes. I do also feel like with Nate, there's one reason that he would be protective. Jeffree would be protective of him. It's because there's a lot of people that have tried to come in between Nate and Jeffree, specifically targeting Nate. And I just feel like, uh, Jeffree is the one in the relationship that is the most um, stronger energy of the two. They both, are strong. Don't get me wrong, but Jeffree's not going to let anything happen to Nate or let anyone come in between them. They are very much bonded at the soul level. And so I see that their relationship would be something that is long term, something that is basically true love. But there, like I said, there's a lot of drama that surrounds these two, and that's something that's never going to stop. There's going to be haters that, are constantly speculating or throwing rumors or shade that their relationship, is going to be over, or that Nate is using Jeffree to get far, and that's just, these are false things. When I tune in psychically to their energies, I don't see that. So I do feel like there is also movement with these two. I know that they're living in Calabasas, I believe, California. I stated that just a few minutes ago, but I do see like there is going to be a move, and I feel like it may be outside of Calabasas coming up within the next 2 years or 3. But definitely there is going to be a move. It will probably be to another part of California. I am not familiar with the area, but I kind of kept hearing Santa Monica, San Francisco, this kind of area. It's very possible. It's something that we just have to, stay tuned to see. But there is definitely movement for them. Excuse me. I also feel like this is going to be a mutual decision between the two. Like I said, they're very happy where they are now, but there is a move coming up to a bigger home than what they're living in right now. I also feel like right now with Jeffree, there is some things that he would like to say. There's a lot of stagnation in his throat chakra, so there's a lot of things that right now that are bothering him, and it could just be, pettiness about, people. that are colleagues or people that are, in the same beauty community that maybe taking his kindness for granted. But I feel like there's some things that we're going to be seeing unravel within the next couple of months with him, and he's going to reveal some information, um, about these people and what they've been doing to him on the down low. Basically, just drama is what it boils down to. But we should be seeing that. And Spirit is basically telling Jeffree that he needs to just be careful with his choices. There's a lot of different directions that he can go with this information, but just to choose wisely and just be very, careful with how he projects things, because being that he is a very strong sign, I believe he's a Scorpio, he would be very, much vocal and verbal about what he wants to say. Um, and I get that he needs to be strong, because even though he puts on this, not that he puts on, but he is, very much in front of the camera, in front of the public eye, and I feel like he gives off, this energy that he is very a strong person. Deep down inside, he is, a softie. I do feel like he has emotions. He's not void of emotions, but he has to be strong in this world, because, he is someone who is, has faced a lot of discrimination, and just, when it comes to his beauty products and stuff, there's been a lot of challenges in the past, like I said, with a lot of different people. But for the most part, this is what I am seeing for these two. So this was my psychic reading on Jeffree Star. Again, these are just my opinions and what I see, psychically. And I do it from a place of love. So if Jeffree does listen to this, thank you so much, Jeffree. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you'd like to set up a private reading with me, you can go to my website. That's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light to each and every one of you. Thank you.